Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been on the up and up ever since it became free on the Epic Game Store.
Get it while you can.
I actually played this game a lot during my free time back in high school and I was a big fan of it. It's actually one of my favorite games. And one of the most popular game modes is HVV, Heroes vs. Villains, which is also my favorite game mode. And you know your boy loves to metagame. So when I looked up a guide on how to take on multiple heroes at once, nothing showed up. So here I am, ready to provide. You're welcome. Alright lads, there's only 2 goals in a 1v4. Goal 1, survive till help arrives, or Goal 2, to kill the enemies by yourself. Now, in order to do this, we need to know what heroes to pick first. So this is the full roster of characters we can pick from. And these are the heroes winners pick, who can reliably 1v4. Notice how they all have lightsabers. That's because Step 1, defense. In a 1v4, you need to stay alive, and to do that, you need to be defensive. Whether that means you run away or just refuse to engage the enemies until your allies arrive. Saber heroes have the unique capability to block, and that immediately gives them the advantage over blaster heroes in these sort of situations. They also have faster and overall just better dodges. That doesn't mean a blaster hero is bad or anything, it just means they're not well suited for the blender that is a 1v4. In this footage I go after Han without looking at my HUD or just a minimap, and I end up getting surrounded by the entire enemy team. But notice how I'm always moving and facing them. That's because you want to prevent any damage or abilities that could land on you. You also want to use your dodges and abilities to prevent your enemies from getting a free kill and feeding into their score. This will buy you time so that you can meet up with your teammates, giving you a better chance at winning the fight. But what if your team never shows up? What if they're not around to support you? That leads to Step 2, location. See a ledge? Good, now throw them off. You see, people tend to have a bad tendency to get aggressive when they have the numbers advantage, and they tend to leave themselves open in this sort of situation. So all you have to do is push, pull, or just choke them off the map. It also doesn't hurt to know where you're going, that way you don't accidentally fall off or just corner yourself. Of course there's some maps with no ledges to throw people off, or there's some players who are much more cautious and actually keep their guard up while they're coming after you. In this sort of situation, Step 3, attack opportunities. You see, not all players are made equal. There's the Chad Battle Station Pro Gamers. Then there's the Epic Launcher Noobs. Sniff out those fucking neophytes and show those plebes why they're still virgin gamers. Seriously though, pick your fights. Look for enemies who leave themselves open without any good defense options. It could be a blaster hero on cooldown, or it could be a saber hero who just simply overextends. In this clip I switched to Vader, who's by far the best character in game for these sort of situations, or just in general. And I just get the attention of 3 of the Jedi. I was hoping I could get 4, but I get 3 of them. You could immediately see Anakin and Luke get really aggressive. They're already overextending, wasting abilities on cooldown, and I'm just blocking them. They get some hits in, of course. And eventually they're all out of stamina, and I get a couple swipes in as well as a free saber throw. And I just finished 2 off like a Chad trooper, and there's only the Rey. Right after I got those 2 out of the picture, my team showed up and were able to close in on her. And this is a game of numbers, and if your team's ahead, there's nothing wrong with trading lives either. But just like the Anakin and Luke you just saw, you don't want to overextend either, because then you'll just be feeding into the team, and ultimately the goal is to take the enemy's lives without losing your own. So you should be valuing your life a bit more than a score. But now imagine worst case scenario. Imagine a match where it's only you and 4 enemy players, and you're on a map with no ledges and no real cheese to pull out. What is the best thing to do then? Step 4, communication. The best thing you could do is put 1v1 in chat. This Hail Mary can literally save your game and turn it into another episode of BattleBots.
Droid fight! Droid fight!
Yeah! You can straight up get people to line up as you take them one at a time. This can be a big W if you're good enough, but there's plenty of other videos to teach you how to properly 1v1, and I'm not here for that.
This is funny though. Uh-oh. Oh!
So to recap, the 4 steps are to play defensively, to be aware of your location and your surroundings, to look for attack opportunities, and to use communication to your advantage. With these tips, you will start to top leaderboards and become Chad Vader. That's all there is to it. See you on the Battlefront, boys.
What up, my potatoes? Baby Ben here with a sick beat. Ñoño, skinny lost in the stores. Best be locking all your doors, cause you know my walker comes in on fours, making your crew look like Star Tours. 1v4, take your whole squad. Your boy be like, never tell me the odds. Anyone wanna play Ewok Hunt? See you boys on the battlefront.